Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. The industry owes Ripple a debt of gratitude for standing up to the SEC. This coming from Simon McLaughlin here on Twitter. Any other, Judge Torres' ruling that XRP isn't inherently a security was a turning point for our industry. It renewed faith in the U.S. Rule of law after a period of capricious persecution made planning impossible for any digital asset company. Uphold stood by the XRP community through this turbulent period, and the love we got back has been unparalleled. Now that all the appeals have been withdrawn and the dust is settled, let's get back to building the future of finance. So Simon McLaughlin, of course, the CEO of Uphold there, appreciating Ripple for what they've done for the industry. And guys, we are still on a trajectory for real-world adoption for all these cryptocurrencies. Legislation is happening in the United States right now. RizXRP posting this, a clip of Hester Peirce on tokenizing securities, real-world assets, and working close with the CFTC. Listen to this.
And Commissioner, you also brought up market structure. We know that crypto market structure bill is working its way through. The sense seems to be on the street that it faces a much tougher go-ahead than the stablecoin bill, for example. I would love to hear your thoughts there.
Well, I don't prognosticate about legislation any more than I do about where the markets might go in terms of which models of tokenization they might embrace. But I do think that the work has been really impressive on the part of the House, and the Senate is now looking at these issues. It's a very complicated piece of legislation to work out, but I think important, and we're happy to work with people in both the House and the Senate on trying to get it to the place where it will help to guide the shaping of the industry.
And just game planning here. Let's say that Congress isn't able to finish this market structure bill by November. What would that mean for the SEC and your approach to regulation?
I think one thing that's important to underscore is that we at the SEC are not waiting for legislation to work. We have a lot of work that we can do under the existing authority that we have, and we think that the President's Working Group report urged us to take those steps. And so we've been working since January on providing guidance about where the securities laws apply, and then where they do apply, helping firms to navigate those rules. And so that's something that we are hard at work on. We're working on rulemaking, and we think that what we do will be consistent with whatever market structure legislation comes out.
And Commissioner, I do want to talk a little bit about Project Crypto. I know that that's put together to help implement the Presidential Working Group's recommendations. How is that project going right now? What does that look like?
I mean, it's going very well. We're working very collaboratively with staff all across the Crypto Task Force is working collaboratively with staff across the building at the SEC. We are meeting with industry and with other interested parties. We're taking written comments as well, and we're putting that together into a package of reforms. As I said, we've already gotten some guidance out the door, but we are hoping to get some proposed rulemaking out the door as well.
So they're working actively getting this, rulemaking out the door, as she puts it. A stark difference from Gary Gensler's SEC, I got to say. It's like, I don't hate the SEC anymore. At least it feels that way. If they continue on this trajectory, it's going to be good for the crypto industry. I also just wanted to bring you guys this service announcement from Spend the Bits, an important update to the XRP community. If you are using the Spend the Bits wallet, move your Bitcoin from the existing STB XRPL app to the new Flare Networks app. So they're no longer going to be supporting Bitcoin on the old app, but guys, keep your old app, okay? Do not delete it. I've been talking to Jay, the CEO at Spend the Bits, and guys, something is brewing at the Spend the Bits headquarters. We are writing to share an important update about the evolution of the Spend the Bits app. Since our launch on the XRPL in 2019, you have been able to seamlessly use Bitcoin as a payment method on our platform. We are excited to announce the next step in our journey to offer you even more robust and flexible features. So they're not ditching the XRPL app, but they are moving Bitcoin integration to the Flare Networks app. This means you will now be able to transact Bitcoin on the Flare network with support for F assets and FBTC coming soon. Going forward, the existing XRPL app will now focus solely on stablecoins used natively on the XRPL, including USDC issued by Circle, RLUSD issued by Ripple, and XRP and others, to make the transition as smooth as possible. And then he gives the the instructions down here. I'm going to link this in the description of the video if you guys are interested. And if you do already have the Spend the Bits app, if you don't, I would download it. Like I said, many things are still brewing in the background. So wanted to thank Spend the Bits, wanted to thank Riz, and wanted to thank Simon McLaughlin for posting those. Now, Wrath of Conman, guys, bringing us this update. Very interesting. New batch transaction testing is occurring on the XRP ledger. So atomic batch transactions is a proposed amendment to the XRPL that enables the atomic execution of multiple transactions as a single unit. By ensuring that complex multi-step operations either fully succeed or entirely revert, this feature introduces significant usability and flexibility improvements, enabling use cases such as atomic swaps, conditional token minting, and integrated fee management. To evaluate the performance implications of batch transactions, the RippleX performance team conducted targeted benchmark testing. This report details the testing methodology, results, and observations, highlighting the impact of batch transactions on ledger throughput, consensus latency, and resource utilization. And so it gives you guys some more detailed information about that. If you guys are interested in the tech stuff, I will link this in the description of the video. I'm not going to go over this just because it is very techy. And I mean, I'll put it in the description. I know some people love the tech. Me personally, I love the trading. I'm of the school of thought of, well, let's just wait till this thing runs and let's cash out for maximum profit. Guys, for more information on how I'm treating this bull run, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I've rolled back prices too. Only $5 a month now, but for a limited time only, you got to subscribe and stay subscribed to lock into that $5 subscription fee. The market is in flux. We're seeing a lot of transitioning right now. And so will XRP get up to double, triple digits in this bull run, or are we going to see XRP kind of do the same thing it does in every 4-year cycle? I mean, maybe this 4-year cycle will be better than the last 4-year cycle just because of the SEC lawsuit. But anyway, guys, I discuss all that at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Follow for more information. I also noticed that Open Eden has selected BNY to provide investment management and custody services for its tokenized U.S. Treasury bills. So guys, a new big partnership here. Let me remind you a couple of things here. Ripple did invest $10 million into Open Eden's Treasury tokenized U.S. Treasury bills on the XRP ledger. This happened last year in August of 2024. And also BNY Mellon will have custody of Ripple's new stablecoin as institutional interest in crypto swells. So remember that was just from last month. The partnership should enhance regulatory compliance for Ripple, the issuer of the RLUSD. And stablecoins, well, they just give a description down here. I think you guys get the gist. But guys, now Open Eden is a leading platform for tokenized real-world assets. Today, they just announced the appointment of certain affiliates of the Bank of New York Mellon Corporation, a global financial services company. So two connected Ripple partners here as investment manager and primary custodian for the underlying asset of its flagship tokenized U.S. Treasury bills. This is the world's first tokenized U.S. Treasury fund to receive an investment grade A from Moody's. The strategic relationship highlights Open Eden and BNY's shared commitment to shaping the future of financial infrastructure by facilitating regulated and institutional grade assets on chain for global investors. And guys, you can only imagine it's going to happen on the XRP ledger. Open Eden's T-bills provide investors with direct exposure to a pool of short-dated U.S. Treasury bills and overnight reverse repurchasing agreements through the minting of the T-bill token. So that's what it's called, T-bill. And that has been rapid and accelerating adoption, indicating the surging demand from investors for regulated institutional-grade on-chain cash management solutions. BNY's investment Dreyfus is one of the largest liquidity managers in the industry with more than 5 decades of proven expertise and will manage T-bill funds on Open Eden's behalf as a sub-manager. And guys, BNY Mellon is the primary custodian for the underlying asset. They're leveraging their established infrastructure that administers $55.8 trillion. Yes, trillion with a T, not billion, $1 trillion of assets, and its proven track record providing asset servicing solutions that enables the digital asset ecosystem. So another huge partnership here coming from the Open Eden camp. I'm happy to announce too that another Ripple partner, Thunes, and Ontop are transforming global freelance and remote worker payments with real-time payouts. So Thunes, guys, another Ripple partner, they're also considered the smart superhighway to move money around the world. They've just announced this new collaboration with the company Ontop, an all-in-one global payroll and financial platform helping companies hire, pay, and empower remote talent in over 150 countries. And guys, they're headquartered in the United States. Through this collaboration, Ontop is supercharging its financial services services offering by providing freelancers and remote workers with real-time access to earnings no matter where they live. By leveraging Thunes' direct global network, Ontop users can now receive instant local cryptocurrency payouts, currency payouts to banks in markets like Costa Rica, India, the Philippines, South Africa, Vietnam, and the UK, eliminating the delays and friction of traditional cross-border payments. The ability to deliver funds in real time supports Ontop and accelerating the growth of their business customers in the US and Latin America, and improving the lives of freelancers and remote workers, particularly in emerging markets and where fast, secure, and accessible cross-border payments are essential for everyday life. The collaboration comes at a time when freelance work is surging and global hiring is more common than ever. The World Bank estimates that the number of self-employed workers globally is about 1.57 billion. So that's approximately 47% of the global workforce. The global freelance platform market is expected to grow by more than 16% each year from 2024 to 2030. So you got to think, right? Less people have, I guess, what we could call traditional jobs, right? And so more people are going to be freelancing, side hustles, whatever it is. And so the demand for this is just going to grow, especially in these regions of the world. At least that's my interpretation of this. The fact that Thunes, a Ripple partner, is partnering up with Ontop to transform global freelance, I think that just speaks volumes to, DLT technology and how payments are going to change. And the fact that this is going to be running on the XRP ledger. So another great partnership there. And then we have this guy. So much development. It feels like, since the SEC lawsuit has concluded, we have now seen way more of these, even these press releases come out. Neum, which is another Ripple partner, they're a leading global infrastructure for real-time cross-border payments. They today just announced the expansion of Verify, its account validation service in Europe, through strengthening their partnership with a company called IPID, the provider of the Know Your Payee or KYP solution, IPID Node. And as part of the deepening collaboration, IPID is also leveraging Neum's Verify technology to enhance its own validation capabilities, marking a mutual partnership between two of Singapore's most prominent fintech innovators. So another Ripple partner here getting into the Verify ID game. Of course, a lot of this is going to be on the blockchain. Through this collaboration, the integration of IPID Node extends the reach of Neum's Verify solution in the EU with audit-ready coverage in an additional 41 countries in the SEPA zone, adding to Neum's instant account verification capabilities in 25 countries globally. Neum's position as the only provider with direct access to global RTP schemes for the purpose of both payment and real-time account validation is complemented by IPID Node compliance-ready infrastructure. Since Neum launched Verify, it has helped customers save millions of dollars in fraud and error-related costs. So another Ripple partner here, knocking it out of the park. Are you even surprised? I mean, it's bullish for, we're in a bullish situation just based on spec alone. I mean, XRP right now commanding $3.28 per coin. The big thing about this is that we've stayed above $3 for longer than any time in XRP's history. And I think the market is getting ready. I think people are realizing this is the investment of a generation, maybe of a lifetime. And guess who else has come out intimating the same? This is Brandon Biggs, and I want to play you guys this clip, his recent vision, including Brad Garlinghouse. And, just listen.
And as I saw that slithering snake that he is going throughout the world, trying to raise up war, trying to do all these things, I saw Trump as a tree stump in the middle of the road. And he had a plan, but he was being used by God. And most people go, I'm not trying to be political. I'm just telling you what I saw. And I saw him being like a Ronald Reagan. And I saw the 80s cassette tape. I saw the 80s clothes. I could see 80s things. And then all of a sudden, the Lord showed me this tulip. And I saw the tulip coming up out of the ground. And as this tulip come up out of the ground, a circle surrounded it. It looked like a ring of light. A ring of light that was thick, but it was cloudy. It looked like a cloud. But it was a ring, a complete ring. And inside of it, it was like and this is going to sound way out there, but it sounded like it looked like it was like the internet. It looked like the internet. This is the only way I could say if it looked like you could picture the internet. All these different like pictures of, I could see, what are they called? Thumbnails? There are thumbnails of YouTube channels. Thumbnails of
YouTube videos?
No, not YouTube videos. What are they called when their seconds be? Whenever you stop and it plays for just a second?
Autoplay.
Autoplay. Okay, this is like they were all on autoplay. Okay, all these videos, and they were inside of this cloud that was above this tulip. And I could see lots of faces, like when you scroll through the thing to look through the feed to see what videos you want to watch for the night. When you stop on them for a second, they would autoplay. All of them do. Well, all of these videos were all coming at me so quickly. Inside of this thing that was around this tulip, this new blade of growth. So the tulip represents new growth. Something is about to bud. Something is about to come forth. Okay, it is coming forth out of the earth. And as it sprung forth out of the earth, it had this ring around it, but it was all about X, the platform X. This was all of them, all TikTok, social media altogether, Facebook, all of it. And it all was all inside of this ring around this tulip. And there were all these different pictures and videos all coming. And all of a sudden, I saw Brad Garlinghouse. Garlinghouse face. He was smiling like a Chester cat. He was smiling and he was looking at the blade of growth of what's about to take place. And it was all about social media. Garlinghouse. I don't know why I call him Greenhouse, but he's not Greenhouse. Garlinghouse. But that man, there's a head over ripple, smiling like a Chester cat. Smiling big, excited about something.
So guys, Brad Garlinghouse, smiling like a Chester cat, the blade of grass, the growth, something happening. I mean, this is crazy because 6 years ago, okay, this was from February 2019. I did a video where Bearableguy referenced a Chester cat in his Twitter profile. Guys, this is old school, going back a long time. Listen to this. And another thing, he posted on his Twitter account this photo here, Cheshire Cat, and I know about a month or two ago, XRP_Canada, yeah, I'm looking at you, buddy. You told me to follow Cheshire Cat on Twitter. And of course, there is a Cheshire Cat in the XRP community. That's at Cheshire, or rather at Chester XRP. And you know, if you're not following him, maybe you should follow him, guys. I've been looking at some of these tweets here. I can't seem to find anything that relates to Bearableguy by any means. However, you know, there could be a lot more digging to do here. The Chester Cat account is suspended now. But guys, Brad Garlinghouse smiling like a Chester Cat. I think he's keeping his eye on the prize. I think maybe there is something to be said about this. Something very big is going to happen very soon. As Brandon Biggs says here, you know, there was that tulip of light, the internet, lighting up all the social media platforms, YouTube channels, so on and so forth. I don't know. Maybe some of the YouTubers are going to be the ones influencing this next step of crypto adoption. I'm super curious to know more about this, but that's just my opinion. And guys, for more opinions, because I mean, we can't rely on these predictions. We got to treat this market in a way that's realistic. If we see something on the charts, well, we might pivot our view. In the meantime, we are still trading in a spec market. And for more information on what I'm going to be doing, where my sell targets are going to be for XRP and other cryptos, you can follow me at patreon.com/RookieMoneyChannel. It is only $5 a month. I have rolled back the subscription for a limited time, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed to lock in. The Working Money Channel merch store is offering 15% off Working Money Channel merch, like the Send It XRP Astronaut tee, guys, but for a limited time only until the end of the month. So check it out. Link is in the description. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.